Welcome to the Marlene Saunders show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button, like, and share me out. So, welcome to today's podcast. How are you doing, chat family? It's been a little minute. I have missed you guys. I've missed chatting over here. So I thought I'd do an impromptu podcast before I go to my other channel and do my show. So, yeah, I had this, something that, I was thinking about, and I thought it would be good to cover it for a little bit. So I got this to say. There are times where people will be so upset. They will be so angry. They will hate you. But actually, it's just a projection. They actually don't hate you. They hate themselves. They hate everything that you stand for. And I feel like that's a big deal. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Welcome. And that's nothing but a projection, honestly. If everybody could hit the like and share this out, I really appreciate it. Um, I feel like it's just a projection, honestly. I think that a lot of things that we hear from other people that they say to us has absolutely nothing to do with us. When someone acts like they hate us or they treat us in a nasty way, it has nothing to do with us. Everything that people are dealing with in their life is a reflection of themselves, what they haven't done, what issues they haven't dealt with, the skeletons that they have in their closet. And it has nothing to do with you. Um, Sometimes when people will just look at you, they will pass judgments about you, and they will hate you for no reason. They will hate you because you're a wonderful individual. They'll hate you because you can do certain things that they don't know how to do. Actually, their hatred is nothing but jealousy, just covered up. That's really the real reason why people will hate you. They don't like that. They can't break you. That's the thing with especially manipulative people, evil people. They will hate you because they can't break your spirit, or they can't get for you to go back and forth with them. Some people just want to have an argument with you. They want to get you riled up. They want to get you revved up. They want to get you to say something so that you can fall right into their traps and do exactly what it is that they want you to do for them. And it has nothing to do with you. They're upset or angry about their misplaced anger, that they don't aren't in a good, healthy space mentally, that they haven't dealt with those skeletons in their closet. They're mad that they are not close with their relative. They're mad because of your looks. They're mad because of what you have achieved in your life, in the business sector, in, you know, all aspects of your life. People get intimidated by your light, by your progress, by the things that you can just be. And I think it's an awful thing when you have people who are like that. Instead of growing, instead of maturing, learning to be happy for other people, learning to be happy that another person is doing well in their life, that they have put in the work, that they're trying, that they're happy, that they take care of themselves. Instead of applauding another person, no, they don't know how to do that. There are some, unfortunately, that don't know how to be happy for another person. They don't know how to be happy for another individual. So they try their best to do something to break you into pieces or at least to break you down, to break your spirit, to make you feel weak, to make you feel downcast, downtrodden on, to cause you to slow down in your steps of your life, to get you off of your focus and your agenda. And I found that when I find people who are that way, you must remove yourself from them at all costs, whether it's a relative in a romantic relationship, a friend in the workplace, anybody who is that sort of evil, that sort of bitter, that sort of jealous. You can't change them. All they're going to do is make your life miserable and themselves. So, the best thing that you can do is get yourself away from those people. There's nothing you can do but distance yourself, because they're going to make it hard for you and for them. So, I used to always try to make myself even nicer and kinder to these people, or try to get them to like me. But there's nothing that you can do for individuals who don't want to change, who don't want to love themselves, who don't want to put in the work, who are lazy and procrastinators, or even people who just are evil. There is nothing that you can do for a person who is evil, a person who has evil intentions. Their intention is to break you. That's all there is to it. There are some that is their only intention. They intend to bring you harm, to do you harm, to do something to get you down so that you can do whatever it is, so that you are less intimidating, that you are not on the radar, so that other people won't praise you. And I think that that's so sad, that there are some people that they'll do anything to get you out of the limelight, because they want that limelight, that spotlight, that shine, those accolades. There are some people who absolutely hate to see another person get, applauded for their hard work when they actually are not doing the hard work. There are some people that they just want to get the credit for your hard work. They want to get the credit. They want everybody to look at them and to tell them how wonderful they are, when it's just a reflection of their inside. Inside, they're struggling. Inside, they haven't put in the work to love themselves. And I see people from, maybe primary school all the way up until people in their 70s. And it's very sad, but a person doesn't get it until they want to get it. I always have tried my best to be a good example, to be nice and kind to other people, to try to give back and to pour into people. But there are some people that no matter how kind you are, no matter how much you do for them, no matter how strong you can be for a person, no matter how much support you give to certain individuals, it will never be enough. If you give them 10%, they'll want 50%. And they'll never say thank you to you. They'll never do something kind for you in return. It's one of those things that they're going to take from you until they break you down, until you may not even be here anymore. And I hate to say things like this, but the ones that are like that the most are the ones that we are related to. We give to our relatives, and we give with our everything we have. We give them our mind power. We give them our physical energy. We give them financial support. We do all of those things, even spiritual support, but it's never enough, you know. Hey, realist one. Welcome. How are you doing? Happy hump day. It's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. And I found that for myself, the best thing that I have ever done in my life is not trying to change them, not trying to fix it, not trying to change myself, because I did that for a long time too. I tried to adjust myself to make them happy. And there are some people that no matter what you do, they'll never be happy because they don't like themselves. They hate themselves. And there's nothing that you can do with somebody like that, whether it's your relative, whether it's somebody you're dating, somebody you're married to, a family member, a friend in the workplace. Until someone puts in the work to learn to love themselves, to learn to forgive themselves, to learn to work and walk in their purpose and their light. Um, mm, uh, just be happy with themselves, be happy with who they are and for where they are in their personal life. There's nothing that you can do about it. There's nothing you can do to make a person like themselves. There's nothing that you can do to give someone peace until they actually want to be in that position to have peace. And I wish I had learned that years ago. I wish I had learned how important it was to love myself instead of trying to wait on other people to give me that sort of confirmation. We have to confirm our own love. We have to confirm our own peace. We have to constantly keep working on ourselves and train ourselves to be happy with what we are and where we are. And that's just all there is to it. Um, then there is, just like I said from the beginning, there are just some that they hate themselves. They absolutely hate themselves, and they hate themselves because of their poor decisions. They hate themselves for traumatic events that happened to them in their life. And I think every single person in this life has had traumatic events and disappointments and made mistakes. It's a part of the human experience. Every single person has experienced pain and disappointments and been backstabbed, but it's about what you do with what you have gotten, you know. Sometimes we just get a raw deal. Sometimes you're just born into the wrong family. Ask me how I know that part. Sometimes you just the people that they're just no good and evil and the wicked. And I had to learn to stop trying to adjust my light. I had to learn to stop dimming myself down to brighten them. You can't make another person brighten. You can't let another person elevate until they want to be in that position to elevate, until they have to want to forgive, until they make a decision to love themselves, until they learn to get out there and do the right thing with their money and do right in their romantic relationship. Instead of blaming the person that you're dating, look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Who am I? What am I adding to this relationship? Am I a good person? Do I do right? Maybe the reason why you can't get into a good relationship is you. Whew, maybe it's you. Instead of blaming other people for, you know, blaming everybody and saying there's no good people to date. Could it be you? You are the reason why nobody wants to be around you, because you're a bum. You're no good. You're lazy. You don't take care of your body. You're out of shape. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, okay? I'm just saying. Oh, I'm just saying. Yeah, realest one. Marlene, I tried so hard to support them on all levels. I poured all my energy into making them happy. Now I just walked away from the unacceptable behavior. It was really draining. I know about that part, serious. I did that for such a long time. Such a long time. I was the person who, you know, give them rides, give them emotional, mental, spiritual, financial support, and I got nothing back. Actually, what I got back was they had out their hand and wanted more. And how come you can't do more, do more, do more? And that's across all relationships. I don't mean just with my relatives. I mean in friendships. I mean in the workplace. You're going to get back what you allow. And I had to learn to stop allowing foolishness, stop entertaining fools, stop entertaining people who are not going to do anything with their life. All they are is an excuse person. They're pointing the fingers at everybody. Is everybody is the problem, and that's why they can't get to the solution. Hmm. Don't have time for those things. And I hope you don't either, chat family. Don't have time for people who don't know about the solution. You know, the solution to your problem is you. You got to put in the work. You have to heal. You have to forgive. You have to do right. You have to be a good person first. You got to learn to love yourself instead of looking for love from everybody outside of you. Hmm. Learn to like your own company. Hey, puzzle pieces, how are you doing? Welcome. That's what I'm saying. You have to first learn to love yourself. That's a whole message right there. That's the issue a lot of times is people don't know how to love themselves. Hmm. And I know that that's not a easy thing, um, based on where you were raised and who you were raised with and how they poured into you, if they poured into you at all. That's a hard thing. But at a certain point as an adult, you got to stop looking around and blaming other people and being miserable, you know? It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It could be the reason why you don't have friends, you don't have a romantic relationship, why you can't get along in your business, why your finances is out of whack, why you have no peace, why you have certain health issues. The issue could be you. Hmm. But people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that, chat family. Anything that is real, anything that is the truth, they rather be sugar coated. They rather people play games with their head, than to say, I need to invest in myself. I need to work on myself. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. Yes, serious. I'm protecting my peace and my wallet. That needs to be on a shirt. For real. I may think about putting that on a shirt if you don't mind. Because the way I've been walking and making moves in 2023, people think like I think so much of myself and all of these things. It has nothing to do with you. A lot of times people don't understand that you step back from people because you're working on yourself, because you're learning about your own personal light. You're trying to get things done. You're trying to be a better person. You're learning you're learning about yourself. You're learning about your triggers and knowing what you personally deserve. And a lot of times we don't know what we deserve. You keep settling for things that you don't have to. Settle for these low-paying jobs, being treated like garbage from management when you could just step out there and say, "How about I make my own business? How about I do my own money? How about I step away from relationships for a while because I keep drawing toxic people to date?" You know, take a break. Take a break and get to know you and pour into yourself and heal. Work on you instead of projecting drama and hatred and negativity. There's no time for that. It's time when you're fully grown. It's time for you to get into that phase of your life where you get into maturity. And a lot of people don't know about maturity. People say, "I'm grown, I'm an adult," but you're not acting like one. That's the whole thing. You could say you're grown all day, but are you acting like one? You could be acting like a 2-year old. And I can say that because I'm a transparent person. I'm real and I speak the truth. I know I came from a time where I may have been grown, but I still was a little girl because I hadn't worked on me, because I didn't know how to let myself love me. I didn't know how to be my own friend. I didn't know it was okay to take my break and work on me and work on my money and my mindset and my physical health, my mental health. I had to do that for myself so that I could learn to live with me. Sometimes if you're getting on your own nerves, how must you be to others? I remember I used to be so irritated by myself back in the day because of the things that I would do. And I had to say, now, who's going to change that? You got to change that. I hear all the time people saying, "This is the way that I am." No, that's the way you chose to be. That's the way you choose to be. You choose to be negative. You choose to be dramatic. You choose to lie. You choose to play games. You choose to not be loyal. You choose to be disrespectful. That's not just the way that you are. You choose to be that way. And the way you choose is what you're going to draw. It's what you're going to draw to yourself just like a magnet. Hmm. Boom, that right there. When I came to that realization that the reason why I was drawing these sort of evil people, negative people, because it was a mirror image of who I was. You're only going to draw people to you that is a reflection of who you are. If you are not negative, if you don't act bitter and nasty, if you don't have an attitude problem, you know, if you know how to separate what is your issue from theirs. And that's why I put myself into therapy. That's why I worked on me because I was tired of drawing negative people to me. I was tired of blaming other people for what I was accepting. They didn't have nothing to do with them. And I had to learn that I had to stop hating myself. And we hate ourselves when we don't allow ourselves to make better decisions and forgive ourselves, forgive other people. I had to stop doing things that was toxic, you know, stop making excuses for what I wasn't having in my life. At the end of the day, I said, "Okay, so you don't have certain things. Whose choice is that? Whose problem is that? Absolutely mine. Absolutely mine." Living in a certain area, complaining all the time about you don't have enough money. But what am I doing about it? I'm doing nothing. I'm staying in the same job. I'm hanging around the same people. I'm doing the same things. I'm being lazy. I wasn't taking care of my weight. I had to take ownership of that. I had to own it. And it's not a hard pill, it's not an easy pill to swallow that I was lazy, a procrastinator, dramatic. I was lying to myself. I had given up on my hopes and my dreams. I wasn't making my dreams a reality. All of that. I had to own it and say, Marlene, but that's you. That's your fault. Then make moves and then say, but what are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? All of those things. So, yeah, chat family. That's what I have to say. It was about being accountable. It was being responsible. It was learning me. And I think far too few people know how to respect themselves, how to know their own personal worth. And it's a lot of responsibility that comes with that knowledge, the knowledge of how strong you are, the knowledge of how courageous you are, the knowledge of that you can do amazing things and you can have things and you don't have to settle and you don't have to work for nobody. You can have your own business. You can do whatever it is that you want. You can have healthy friendships and romantic relationship if you want. See, the whole thing, I didn't want it yet. I didn't believe in me enough. I didn't feel I deserved it because of the people that I was surrounding myself by. Because if you select people who hate themselves, guess what? You're going to hate yourself. Boom. You're going to be lazy. Boom. It was all those bullets that started bombarding me and hitting me, and I didn't want it. But that's what it was. That was my reality, and I had to face it. Mhm. And I had to say, okay, you don't like it? What are you going to do about it? Stop complaining about what you won't change. And that's one of my major pet peeves, very high on the list. Those who complain about their situation every day, but do nothing to change it. So I complained all the time. I hated my life. I hated my financial situation and everything else. I hated the relationship that I was in, but I stayed in it. I was like, okay, so it's time to end that. It's time to be a full grown woman. Put on your big girl drawers. Stand up for yourself. Learn to communicate. Dismiss and block negative people. All of those things. To be a full grown woman or to be a full grown man, you have to prove it by your actions, by how you treat yourself, by the people you surround yourself by what you actually do, not just by what you say. You can say all day what you're about, hmm, but what actually do you do? All that. Hmm, hmm, boy. Ah, it's a real talk. I had to give y'all some real talk because I've been away too long. I've been away too long. So, yeah, it's all those things. So, yeah, let me come to the chat here. Exactly, Marlene. Everything we do and don't do is a choice. Yeah, it's that part. See, let me tell you something. I was complaining all the time about my weight when I was heavier. I complained all the time about my weight, but I was steady eating the very unhealthy things, drinking nothing but sodas and juice. Uh, you know, enjoying my adult beverages. I was enjoying it, but I had to learn that it was about the choice. Okay, you say you want to look a certain way, but I had to learn that what I was doing was self sabotage. You know, a thing can look good and taste good all it wants to, but if something is toxic to you, and after you do that or you're around certain people, do you really care about yourself? Do you really love yourself? Yeah, choices. I had to learn to love my choices. Ha! Real talk. You talking too much, Marlene. I had to learn to love my choices instead of loving how something tastes or loving just being in a relationship just to say you have one. Come on, somebody. Yeah, it's too much. Marlene's talking too much today for you, chat family, but it is what it is because it needs to be said. There's a lot of times that we say we want things. We say we want things, we're going to do things, but we actually know we're not going to do it. So I learned to stop talking about things that I know I wasn't going to change until I was really serious about it. Because when Marlene starts talking about it, I know 100, 1000%. There is very few people who is like Marlene. I was a born hustler. It's inside of me. I've been hustling since I was 4 years old. Marlene's about her money. I'm about my money. And there's nobody who's going to be about your money more than you. There's nobody who's going to be about your health, about your mental health, about your financial health, your spiritual health. Okay. But you. And I had to learn that it was the choices I was making that was drawing those people to me. Like you could say, "Oh, okay, you want to be a certain weight. Okay, what you doing? What you eating? What you drinking? You want a romantic relationship? Look at yourself. Are you a good person to be in a relationship?" Ha, ha. Oh, woo. Oh boy. They don't want this smoke, Marlene. They don't want it. But that's the reality of it. You want a romantic relationship? Are you a good person to be in a relationship with? Ah, okay. I'm talking too much. I'm gonna get up out of here because Marlene's talking too much. I'm giving y'all too much of me. But I had to come and talk to you, chat family, and tell you the realness of this that a lot of people they hate you because they hate themselves, you know? They hate you because they hate themselves. Yeah. Have to. You got to put on your big big boy drawers, your big girl panties and step into your personal truth and be real. Be real with yourself. And there's a lot of people who don't know about realness. They don't know about realness. They don't know about, commitment, loyalty, self respect. Respect starts with you. It really does. Respect starts with you. So, yeah, that's what Marlene had to say over here. So, thank you so much for tuning in to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it if it's your first time here. Subscribe to Marlene Saunders Show. I go live, my podcast. Sometimes I do interviews, but we do the real talk over here. So I thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you all realize that the people that don't get along with you, the people that don't like you, don't let it be a part of you getting down on yourself, you feeling that you're less than. You're not less than. You're not inferior. Don't let it affect your self-worth. Mm-mm. It has nothing to do with you. Don't let other people and their projections get you down, slow you down, or stop you from your progress in your life. You deserve more than that, but you first must believe it. Thanks for tuning in, all you chat family, and I will see you all on the next one.